Every now and then, we try to talk about the people responsible for bad governance, the hardship, the suffering in the land, things not going well. Whenever we talk about these categories of persons, we always focus on the politicians, and then for people like myself that are woke, that are sane, we talk about the religious leaders. Because most gullibles, majority of the people, out of gullibility or maybe due to the high level of ignorance, dare not blame political leaders for anything happening in the land. Rather, they want you to believe that those guys are doing great, that if not for them, it would have been more worse. What a stupid belief. But we keep talking about the politicians, the religious leaders. How many of you have been including our traditional rulers? You see, majority, I repeat, majority of our traditional rulers are also a menace. In as much as I used to have a very high sense of regard for our traditional rulers, but I think respect should be earned. Respect should come with things you've done well, not because you bear a name, so you should be respected. I don't respect you based on your name or based on the title you bear. I know sometimes there are people who respect out of fear, based on what might be the consequences. Some people tend to give you respect because of what they know you are capable of doing to them. But you must have it in mind, such is also not respect. Our traditional rulers, majority of our traditional rulers, and I dare to say 99%, they are hugely involved in the problem plaguing the citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As a traditional ruler, you are a father to all, or rather, you should be a father to all. Be neutral, be impartial, be fearless. Yes, I understand that being fearless will be very difficult because they are also subject to the politicians. Yes, I know. Politics supersedes tradition. Government is bigger than tradition. So we all know that. But being a traditional leader, traditional ruler, you already own the obligation of saying things as it ought to be, regardless of the consequences. At least that should distinguish you from the government we so much castigate. But that has never been the case. They have also become stooge to the government. It's very unfortunate. What has brought this to my notice? Why am I talking about this now? You see the news I'm displaying above. When I read that news, I felt really bitter. And what does it say? It says, Ooni hails Tinubu, says economic reforms yielding fruit. You're seeing it there yourself. That's what the Ooni said. And I dare to ask, Ooni, sir, can you please explain to Nigerians the fruit the economic reforms of Tinubu is yielding? What is the cost of a bag of rice now? What is the cost of a liter of fuel now? How much is electricity tariff now? Now, let's assume these things are okay to be high because they will tell you it's a global things. Things goes up everywhere. Now, what is the wage structure of the Nigerian worker? Does it meet up to the high cost of these basic commodities? Recently, the telecom company just increased their tariffs. These are all falling hard on the Nigerian worker whose salary is stagnant. What is 70,000 naira? Phone calls and data will take 20% of that salary monthly, unless you've chosen to be disconnected. So Ooni and other majority of the traditional rulers who promote the government because of what they get or what they stand to get, it is very, very unfair. Now, this Ooni or whoever traditional ruler you are, supporting a government that is improvising the people, we all know that our traditional rulers are never affected by misrule of any government. Insecurity don't go close to them and their household. They can never be hungry as a traditional ruler. So when these people defend the government, it is now up to the masses to know that some of these traditional rulers are also not friends to the ordinary man and woman, whereas they ought to be fathers. Ooni, you are not affected by the problem plaguing Nigeria. As such, not in a position to tell the world that Tinubu reform is yielding fruit. At least, certainly not yet. The only thing that we have encountered and still experiencing under Tinubu is hardship. That Nigerians have relent in complaining is because help is not coming from anywhere. We've complained and complained and complained. Now we are tired. We no longer even have that strength to keep complaining. So we now choose to keep quiet. And because Nigerians are not quiet, is the reason why you are saying this? Augusta, no positive outcome from Tinubu reforms yet. Rather, it is still hardship upon hardship. You just have to get that. If you as a traditional ruler cannot speak truth to power, then with all due respect, keep quiet. That will be better off. Guys, what do you think?